Hi there, folks. My name is Novawing24, and welcome to Flight Sim Expo 2023 for an interview here with the one and only Raul from FSReborn. So,
hello.
Welcome, Raul. Great to have you here. No problems. Thank you. So, Raul, you're obviously the developer, the brains, the brawn, and the passion behind FSReborn.
Yeah.
For those in the community that may not know your product, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, your history, and what you've created.
Right. Okay. So it's a family business composed by myself, my wife, which does accounting, and my daughter, which right now is 8, which is she's in charge of checking that things are immersive. So if she gets it, it means it's working. She also tells me constantly about how the colors are not right in certain places or liveries and stuff like that, and then I need to get people to, okay, look, you have to do it, right?
Very important quality control.
Yeah. She's actually great. Some of the liveries of the Sting S4, some people are carry her name, actually, it's on her honor because she designed those on paper, and then we get it to somebody to actually build it, right?
Oh, fantastic.
So we started in 2017 first doing special effects. Our expertise at that time came by the passion that I live near an airport and I could see the lights of aircraft coming over.
Yep.
And they were not realistic on Prepare 3D, so I built an add-on that did that exactly as they work in real life for each type of aircraft, colors, distance, type of LEDs, and that kind of thing. Yep. And that's how we started, and it was very successful. And then I made the Faults Parallel 42 in Cosfor by 2018. And they were rebranding their company and they needed somebody to take their FX to the next level.
Yep.
So it kind of everything combined. And we became partners at that time. And we worked together to build the immersion packages that came out for Prepare 3D. And that was immersion for NGXU.
I love those immersion packages.
And that was me coming in the market with Parallel 42. Obviously, it was sold to them. So we did that one. We did the Airbus. We did the 777 from PMDG. And we did lots of stuff there. When Microsoft Flight Simulator came into the space, obviously one of the difficulties was what can you do or cannot, and I focused my passion on something different. And this time I thought, well, okay, I always wanted to be a pilot. Now it's not going to happen. It's just impossible to be affordable in the United Kingdom, and it's just life gets on the way. I thought, let me make planes that I would like to own, real life.
Exactly, and that's one of the great things about flight simulation is that we get to have that experience of flying if we can't afford it in real life.
So the kind of thing is, a lot of people ask me, okay, why you build the Steam 4 first? There are 2 reasons for it. Number one, I was looking, okay, let me see what plane I could buy if I could afford one, right? And my wife is from Slovakia, so our cookies in the house is very much Eastern European because that's how Google works, right? So when I started searching for planes for Czechoslovakia started popping up.
Yep.
And they said Steam 4 shows up. I just fall in love with the big canopy, and I thought that's something I could,
absolutely.
I could love to fly. One of the things I did many years ago was training on the DA20, which is like a canopy very similar to that. So it resembles that kind of thing. And I said, I want to do that. I think I would like to do that. So we contacted the aircraft manufacturer, which is Czech Republic, and my wife talked to them in Czech Republic. And then that just brought us together, and we got full permission to do it.
Fantastic.
They send us 3D data, they send us POH, they send us all the information about the aircraft. I just get to work. And then suddenly they told me, all right, we like what you're doing, but we need a working parachute. Right, okay, challenge accepted. And after many attempts,
I still remember on the live stream that we did. Where sorry for those who may have missed it. When the Sting came out, we did a live stream. Just before it came out, we did a live stream. And Raul said to me, just please see that button. Press it when I tell you. And that blew my mind.
Yes.
And was that how much of a challenge was that for you to create in the sim?
Well, I did that animation of the parachute 8 times from zero. So scratch and do again. Because we couldn't make it realistic. And we have to learn the limits of how far I could take Microsoft Flight Simulator to make it realistic. So that was the first step. It was animation. So I worked with the 3D artist closely for 3 months until we nail it.
Yep.
Right? When we find a way, that was it. And then I have to start doing the physics.
Yep.
And for the physics, I took advantage of Wasm, which a lot of people start hearing about it when Xbox got it finally, right? So it was one of the reasons why when we jump into Wasm, then I saw, right, I'm already using it. And then I start putting more system deep. So despite that the product was ready to launch, I hold it off for 6 months,
right?
Because I started building more stuff to it. And I just redid the animations of the prop just to be was independent because I can make it realistic. I put maintenance modules. I put bulbs that can burn out after time. And then I did tires that actually explode
when you land too hard. Yeah, I found that one out the hard way.
And suddenly that ignited like, okay, this is it. This is how I feel it's real. It's mine. Yep. Now I own a FSReborn.
And it's that
satisfaction was just incredible, right?
Yeah.
And also at that point, I'm keeping the whole project secret, right? Not even other devs knew I was doing this stuff, right? They were wondering, Raul, when you always go into the forum asking for these things? And we did the trailer, and then the trailer came out on a 5-year stream, and people was just blown by what was on offer. I just could not believe that people liked it so much, right? I was just sharing the passion of what I did based on what I read on multiple sources of media. I try to stay in touch to understand what people would like to see.
Yep.
I don't want to get engulfing in my own vision and then do something that for me is fantastic, but somebody else is like, and then I go, I spent 10 months on that, thank you very much. Right, so by doing that, I stay myself ground to the floor and do something amazing within the bounds of what people actually would like to see.
And it really comes through, I think, if your passion really came through, not just in how we're talking today, but even just in the work and what you created with this thing. And I think that is something that is underestimated, so important in our community, is having developers like yourself, and members of our community who are passionate and being able to articulate that.
Indeed, and every time that, people are stopping here, oh, you get the hype from the FSReborn, man, your thing is amazing, I love it, right? I feel it's a very difficult sensation to explain, but it's I think the closest that people could understand how a developer feels when people give feedback like that. It's like when you have an artist that is a singer and he goes on stage, right?
Yep.
And he starts singing and people are repeating the lyrics. That sensation I know is unique. It's the same thing for us. It's like, wow, right? So obviously there's a lot of work behind the things, and sometimes you feel like your energy is running out. And an exercise I do is I keep all those comments in a special folder on my phone and on a special Discord channel. I just copy them, right? And then I sit and start reading them with my wife. And then she tells me, now I understand what you do.
These are why we do this.
I just get reignited again, and it doesn't matter how tired I am. That gives me, okay, let's go. Boom, right? If I am, for example, there are Fridays that you feel like I'm just gonna sit on the couch and watch TV, but I know that I have something to complete. I want to think that energy. All I do is read those comments, and it just after 5 minutes, I'm on the PC again, right? And my eyes are like this, and it doesn't matter. It's just like a nuclear reactor inside of you, and that's it, right?
And that's something as well for people at home. Like that's really important, having that feedback from the community. Recognizing that we are real people and actually be able to provide that, because the community is what inspires us.
Yes.
We are the community is what inspires us. But speaking of that inspiration, that passion that you're driving now, so the next project that you're working on, I believe the M500.
Yes.
So tell us about this.
Well, it went beyond that, because what happens with the incredible overwhelmed reaction and support that kick off after FSReborn, I took all that. I invested 100% in the company again. I didn't give him $1. I just reinvested everything. Okay, now what else, right? I went ahead to work more. That's what I did, right? So, as a result of that, I have approximately 7 3D models complete today. So we have a TL3000 that's going to come soon, and it's the pictures of that I will send so people can watch that. we have a M500, we have a M600, we have a Phenom 300 that finished the 3D yesterday, and we're starting the 3D of a secret project tomorrow. And I did a partnership with Syncworld Studio, and together we're going to bring a Boeing 737-200 Advance into the sea.
Wow, a 737-200.
Yeah, between both of us. Right, so...
Nice.
It seems like I've been quiet, but I haven't. I've been stopped, right? So now the result is that studently, at the end of the year, you're going to start seeing something like boom, boom, boom. And it's going to be that reaction like, how he can even do all this so quickly? No, I haven't. I've been working behind.
Exactly.
I hate putting pressure on people and my artists and beta testers and alpha testers and myself into time. Because I'd rather have the flexibility to adapt. Microsoft Flight Simulator to a platform that changes so fast and so quick that if you tie yourself into a deadline, the most likely outcome, and that's 90%, you will miss it. Right? It's just not possible, right? It's like we wanted to be on beta at the beginning of June. I was there compiling my code to upload the beta, and suddenly it says, AAU2 beta is out. And all my garments just stopped working. Right? And that's just an example, right? And that's fine, because they upgraded the avionics, and then, now I can do the stuff that I thought I couldn't do, and then we put it on. And right, so if I had a deadline that said, no, this is it, and I can't be flexible, it will mean that I have to release something incomplete, not nice, and it's delayed anyway, right? So instead I move it, we enter beta now, and the new avionics are in.
And that's something that, again, that it's really important to understand for everybody at home, is that as much as developers love to give deadlines, love to give you information saying, hey, this is when it's coming out, we have to be cautious because we want to make sure that we give you the best product and not give you something that's not going to work.
So M500 is now a collection of technologies that have been developing with the overview of reuse them for the entire fleet. So it took longer, way longer than the S4. Not because it's a more complex product per se. It's because I built things that I can now push the boundaries even forward. So one of the features it has is ground operations like GSX, but for general aviation.
For GA.
And it's designed just for GA. One of the things I read in most of the forums is that people were not comfortable with configuring each parking spot so things could work. So it was all designed in a way that you don't have to do that, right? Because it's my plane, I know the dimension of my plane, I know where my plane is. So basically it comes with a custom fuel truck that will hook up to the aircraft and fuel the airplane wing by wing, because that's how you do on GA. Right? So you have to balance the aircraft, and then the fuel truck will do that. You see the hoses. You see the fuel truck travels from the airport following all the proper taxiways that exist for it. Find your aircraft, park at the back, and connect the fuel hoses.
The hoses going up,
and you hoses connecting everything, and you see on the tablet the fuel going up because it's being filled up. Then it says, okay, I'm going to send passengers to you. And then we have 20 vehicles that changes depending on what number of passengers you have. So you have one passenger, it could be a Lamborghini, it could be a Ferrari, it could be a limousine. It could
it's got the shot of the aircraft.
You just go through all of those, and then it goes and park next to you, and then you see luggage coming out, right? So this is the version 1 of those ground operations.
Wow. And this is all going to be packaged with the M500?
It is all packaged modular, so when then the next project, which is the Phenom 300, it hook ups to that, right? So basically, the ground ops vehicles is going to be a freeware module that you can download from our website.
Oh, right? That's fantastic.
Right, so it's like the 3Ds are there. And then all the fleet of FSReborn can all use it. That's the whole concept, right? And it's going to be driven by the community too. So, for example, you want to do a porch and I fail to deliver you a porch. And you come to my Discord server or email and say, why you didn't do a porch, Raul? I don't want to say, I'm very busy with the Phenom 300. You're going to need to wait 3 months to do the porch. Instead, I give you a set of instructions. I say,
I can bring my own porch.
Here it is. You put this in the sea and you get a 3D model or something, which are so many on FlySynTO and stuff. And you put it the way that we're going to tell you. The tablet catches it. Oh, all right. and list it, and you can select that, and that car will drive to you to deliver the passenger.
That's fantastic.
Right?
That's fantastic.
So I'm very excited about the announcement of 2024 because those assets that I built for the missions are going to be able to hook into it. So for V2 of the ground ops, I was going to put passengers coming out of the car and walking into the aircraft so you get a VIP experience. But now I learned that they's actually coming. So instead of wasting resources in that, I'm going to waste resources into building something better for the entire fleet, right? Because we know that we're going to be able to use that, right? So being that we know that it's not too far, it doesn't make sense wasting 6 months to do the passengers. And ironically, but it's also one of the great things about how I know, some members of our community, we were talking before about how, an update comes out, so you get a delay, but I know some members of our community get frustrated with the updates and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, the team at Asoba and Microsoft have always made the sim better for the overall experience. They are trying
It has its challenges, but it makes it better for everyone.
It's very challenging, but at the same time, you have to keep with it, because otherwise you can't deliver what people want.
That's right.
Flying a plane A to B every day and not having something that makes you feel special about that plane makes it boring, right? So one of the things that I was amazed with the Sting S4 is that some people say, look, you seem like a guy very passionate, I'm going to buy the Sting 4 to support you, right? And they go and buy it, and then they come to me 48 hours later. What you did to this? Why is it that I never fly GA and I can't stop flying the Sting S4? And they can't find the reason. They try to find one. It's very fun for me, right? Because I know what it is. It's a combination of every single detail together. So you can't find one thing. That's the problem, right? It's when you build something and you put a level of dedication to every single part of it, it becomes something that has what people describe. It's like it has a soul. Yes. It feels alive. It feels alive because I want to believe it's my airplane. I want to believe I bought the Sting 4. So when I fancy flying my Sting 4, it feels like I am the Sting 4, right? And that's what the experience. And this A500 is coming to even beyond that. I want people to feel like they could drive passengers around. And therefore, even the EFB, we're putting things randomized by our eye, saying what a passenger is thinking, right? So, so right now, like, when you're boarding, there was something that I put in just to see what was the reaction of the beta tester, right? So there is one text that says, the passengers are not boarding the plane because they're taking selfies. And they were just laughing because, they're waiting for the door to close, right? A part of the operation, and it's not happening. And so you go on the tablet and see, and you see the status, right?
That's incredible. Now,
and it's just funny. You laugh, but there is something that makes you feel great.
It helps to bring us alive and brings more to it. So obviously with the M500 coming, and then you mentioned the Phenoms coming as well.
Yes. While we were working on the M500, all this technology, I did a brand new tablet as well. The tablet has full integration with SimBrief and Navigraph, all done.
So everybody who has a Navigraph and uses SimBrief a lot, you'll have everything ready to go at your fingertips when you load into the Phenom.
That too, right? So that technology now goes to the Fender, right? On the Fender, we would just make it better because on the Fender you need the performance of the aircraft to show that you can take off from a runway or not. But it's not that required on M500 because it's less complex, right? But we will have it for the Fender. And then because I did it for the Fender, it means I have it ready for the 727, right? So that's kind of, you can get the progression up and just bring better, right? One of the things I wanted to do with the M500, because we're using the G1000, is that you can say import from SimBrief, and with the click of a button, you transfer all the flight plan to the G1000, and that's it. So in 2 seconds, you click, that's the flight plan there, done. That the alpha tester said this is a game changer, just because they could do that. That was great, good feedback. They love the fact that it feels. They say I'm flying the M500, I'm feeling like I'm flying an R-liner. Right? And I said yes, because this is the groundwork of what we want. We're going now to defend it. But then we're going to more, and we're going to more, and
it's great hearing, that you're planning for the future and how, and this is again something that it's about for developers, with passion like yourself, of building on things. It's like, I know that some of the communities say, oh, why do people start with small things? It's like, well, because those small things add up to big things over time and build together. So that's great to hear.
Yeah.
So, Raul, I want to say thank you so much for spending some time with us. It's been great. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your passion with the community.
Thank you very much.
And we look forward to seeing the M500 and the phenomenon, the 737-200 coming to the
727. Yes. Use a word, right? You guys have seen what I've been doing with these little planes that I love. Because my dream would be to buy a Piper one day.
Yep.
A Phenom. Who doesn't want to have a Phenom 300 if you could afford it, right?
Yep.
But the plane that I love the most in my life, since I was a kid, is a 727.
727. Yep. The 727 there's something about that tail.
You see what I'm doing, right?
Yep.
Imagine the nonsense that are going to go, right? I'm already starting to contact the oil operation group in the UK that they have a real 727.
Yeah.
Because we want to record the sounds of the engines on the runway when they go on emission. So basically, we're trying to arrange something so we can have the real engines of that thing. It's just a unique experience, and everyone has to experience it then again. It's the best plane ever.
Very good. All right. Thanks again, Raul.
Right.
Folks, thanks very much for joining us. Look forward to the next video, and definitely check out FSReborn and his content over on the InSim Marketplace and over on their website. Thanks. Take care. We'll see you next time.
All right.